Tonight, a man burnt and thousands left without power after an explosion at BATTERED substation. Workers flee as fire takes hold of a lunchroom at the Impex construction site. A new delay for the Royal Commission. What's behind the latest request for an extension? Power bill relief, millions set to save as energy bosses agree to help struggling households. And incredible footage of North Korea firing its missile over Japan.
This is 9 News with Amy Culpitt.
Good evening. A worker has been taken to hospital with burns after part of BATTERED substation exploded this morning. The blast left almost 5,000 people without power, with the station forced to shut down.
With the doors closed and lights off, staff at Harvey Norman took time out while the system is adjusted. ISABELLE, MULLEN, 9 News.
Fire has destroyed a demountable building which was used as a lunchroom at the Impex construction site at Bladen Point this morning. 9 News understands dozens of workers' belongings were destroyed in the blaze. In a separate incident, JKC has also confirmed an inert, non-flammable gas leak occurred this morning, which was detected by workers' personal gas monitors. Work was stopped and the leak isolated. NT WorkSafe has been notified for both incidents. The final report from the Royal Commission into the protection and detention of children in the Northern Territory is expected to be delayed by another 2 months. 9 News understands an extension to November 17 has been agreed to by both the Commonwealth and NT Government following a request by Commissioners Mick Gooder and Margaret White. An official announcement is yet to be made. This would be the third extension on the report. It had originally been due in March. Energy bosses have agreed to measures set to help millions of Australians save money on their power bills. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull today describing the commitment to cost-cutting as a major breakthrough. But no one can say when the talk will translate into savings.
Australians are not...
The government admits there's no silver bullet, but they're taking another shot.
Incumbent Darwin Lord Mayor Katrina Fong Lim has extended her lead in the primary count after 1,200 postal votes were added to the results. Ms Fong Lim is on 9,040 votes, while her nearest rival, Combat Scarless, is on 7,632. The Electoral Commission will officially announce the winner on Friday. Hopes are fading of finding survivors in flood-ravaged Houston as the death toll in the wake of Hurricane Harvey climbs to 30. More than 13,000 people have now been rescued across Texas, exactly 12 years to the day Hurricane Katrina blasted into New Orleans.
They were hoping and praying that their neighbourhood would escape the flood, and it did, until late yesterday when the water arrived.
Georgie Chumbley joins us now with a quick look at weather. And Georgie, we've had more mornings under 20 degrees than last year.
That's right, Amy. Today was another morning under 20, taking our tally for this dry season to 30 days, which is one more than last year, but still well below the long-term average of 51. After our 18-degree start, the city climbed to 33 degrees just after 4 p.m, but by that stage, the humidity had all but disappeared, just 8%. It was cooler again in the rural area, a 14-degree start there. Will these pleasant conditions stick around? I'll have the full weather forecast later in the bulletin.
Georgie, thank you. It's with great pleasure that we welcome a new face here at the 9 Network today. Award-winning journalist Chris Uhlmann is our new Chief Political Editor, joining us following the retirement of the legendary Laurie Oakes. In the news ahead, a freak storm batters a popular tourist city. Women disguised as nuns stage a daring bank heist in the US. And the reigning champ returns to reclaim the NT PGA. Primary Industries Minister Ken Vowles won't say if he thinks Chief Minister Michael Gunner is a strong leader. The comments came during a press conference today.
Do you think he's a strong leader?
He's the Chief Minister, Hayley, and as a Cabinet Minister, I report to the Chief Minister.
Do you think he's a strong leader though?
Michael's the Chief Minister of the Northern Territory.
But 2 weeks ago, at an on-camera press conference, Mr Vowles was more confident, saying the Chief had his full support.
Oh, of course. We saw in the last government what instability does, And so we are just concentrated on keeping our heads down, getting on with business.
A Media Reach poll for the NT News found 43% of Territorians don't believe Mr Gunner is a strong leader. Istanbul has been battered by heavy rain and floodwater after a freak storm hit the Turkish capital. People were dragged away by rapid water while cars and buses were left stranded on the streets. Citizens are being warned to stay indoors and keep off the roads. Henry's next with sport, and the opening rounds of the US Open have provided some stress for the game's biggest stars.
Yeah, specifically for Roger Federer, who was pushed to his absolute limit. We'll have more on that next. Plus, he saved the Sea Eagles season. Now Daly Cherry Evans is promising something even bigger. Damien Hardwick tells his team to own the finals hype surrounding the Tigers. And the Australians are put to the sword and embarrassed in Bangladesh.
Tonight's Sports Report is proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman Electrical. Shop with confidence. Shop online and collect from the store.
The Panthers live by the creed, when you carry the ball, you carry the team. And more than anyone, Regan Campbell-Gillard embodies that spirit. He's a throwback to prop forwards of the past, and his teammates consider Campbell-Gillard key to their finals hopes.
Regan Campbell-Gillard isn't a very rugby league name, but he's from Mount Druitt and answers to Reg more often than not.
An upbeat Damien Hardwick has told his players to embrace the finals hype, declaring they're the best team he's ever coached. And not even the ongoing Dustin Martin speculation can dampen Hardwick's enthusiasm.
For a coach and captain who are yet to taste finals victory, Damien Hardwick and Trent Cotchin certainly look relaxed.
Amy, really looking forward to the NTPGA tomorrow. Should be a cracking tournament.
Absolutely. Henry, thank you. In the news ahead, the latest headlines, plus from almost $70,000 to just under $39,000, the life-saving drug now in reach for those suffering from a chronic disease. Short change, Channel 10 shareholders consider a class action in the wake of the proposed CBS takeover. And a very warm welcome as the Coptic Pope arrives down under. Now to our top stories. A worker has been taken to hospital with burns after part of Berrima substation exploded. The incident also left almost 5,000 people without power. Some are being warned there could still be sporadic outages while the system is adjusted. Fire has destroyed a demountable building at the Impex site, which was being used as a lunchroom for workers. And it's expected the final report from the Royal Commission will be delayed again until November 17, after a request by Commissioners Nick Gooder and Margaret White. Relief is on the way for sufferers of a debilitating digestive disease. A life-changing drug, once too expensive for most patients, has now been slashed in price.
3 years ago, Rosa was bedbound for weeks with what she thought was gastro.
Georgie is back now with more weather. And Georgie, are our cool mornings here to stay?
They'll be over in no time, unfortunately, Amy. After the break, I'll have the full weather forecast. Another sunny and dry day in Darwin today, with the morning's minimum below 20 degrees. Right now it is 27. The relative humidity is sitting at 36%, I should say. We started the day at a cool 18 degrees before the city reached a top of 33. The humidity was down to a very low 8% by mid-afternoon. It was 14 to a top of 35 in the rural area. A gorgeous day right across the territory, 11 to 32 at Katherine. It was 12 to 25 at Tennant Creek. That sunshine will extend to most of our capital cities tomorrow. Blue skies forecast for Melbourne and Adelaide, but it's not warming up any time soon in the nation's capital. A clear and cold -2 to a top of 14 in Canberra. Blue skies are forecast for the most of the territory. A bit of cloud around Nhulunbuy, 20 to 30 degrees. It'll get down to 3 degrees overnight in Alice. On the harbour, seas will be below a metre. Winds east to southeasterly 10 to 15 knots, shifting northerly in the middle of the day, then becoming variable, below 10 knots in the evening. Our highest tide will wash in very early tomorrow morning at 5.1 metres. Sunrise is at 10 to 7. The boys at Fishing and Outdoor World say we'll have perfect tides for muddies at Shoal Bay. With just a metre movement, you should be in luck for a dewy at the Harbour Rex or Shady Camp for a barra. Now, 5-year-old Elise Buckler is today's Catch of the Day winner after helping her cousin land this beautiful blue salmon at the Vernon Islands. Great job, Elise. Enjoy your prize pack. It'll be mostly sunny in the rural area tomorrow. Light winds 15 to 36. In Palmerston, it'll get down to 16 degrees, 35 will be the top. And in the city, we'll have another 18-degree night before a clear day. Looking ahead, tomorrow will be our last night under 20 degrees before the overnight lows climb up to 22 later in the week. We'll still have those pleasant mornings though, Amy.
Georgie, thank you. That's 9 News this Wednesday. I'm Amy Culpitt. From all of us here, good night.